Another game where he had stretches where he controlled the game, but Leon missing that chance, it might sound strange because you could tell his reaction. I don't know if he'd missed that 100 times, 99 out of 100, but he missed that one, and it just seemed like a group couldn't recover.
Yeah, I think we started really well. I think we had a game plan to be aggressive and go straight ahead, and I thought we did that for the most part in the first period, and it led to some really good chances for us. I think that, as the game went on, I thought we kind of continued that mindset into the second period, and obviously coming out of the first with the first goal being scored against us again, that puts you behind the eight ball, and now you're chasing a little bit, and I think we've done that, as we all know, too often lately, and it starts putting the pressure in your mind, I think, to start pushing the envelope a little bit, pushing some chances, and we get behind, and I thought in the third period, we didn't manage the puck the way we were managing the puck in the first two periods, and we kind of ended up scrambling around a little bit and trying to hope to score a goal. So we know where we are, and we have, the solution is to work our way out of it. So whether we miss open nets or we miss assignments, the frustration levels can't continue to creep into our game. We got to find a way to push through that and continue to create more scoring chance.
Colton just mentioned how guys will play long stretches, they'll play them, and then boom, it's a grade A chance. It's not like you give up B's or C's, it's grade A chances, and they end up in the back of your net. And that was even when you were winning early in the year, that was the same problem. Why is that? What are you seeing that's constantly allowing the grade A chances to come out against?
Yeah, I think they're obviously, an overall breakdown. I think by the time it gets to a grade A, there's probably been 2 or 3 mistakes made prior to getting to there. So, I think it's something we address, we look at, we continue to explore, and obviously your mindset is to continue to create more grade A's than you give up. And I think in the last little while, we've actually done a decent job creating some grade A's ourselves. And we're going to continue as the league moves along, the season moves along, league gets tighter, and we gotta find a way to match that growth in the game.
Jim, it wasn't so long ago you guys, I think you had the best points percentage in the National Hockey League. It's been a really dramatic, really quick swing here. I just wonder what your sense is in the group, to go from flying high the way you guys were for a big part of the season to dealing with all of this sudden frustration.
Yeah, I think it's pretty evident our special teams carried us through a lot of situations that crept into our game and our 5-on-5 play, and now the special teams are off, and our 5-on-5 isn't sustaining ourselves throughout the 60 minutes. So we obviously have to get back. The work we have to put in is in continuing to develop our 5-on-5 play, continue to try to push the game and not get frustrated when things don't go our way. I think that's going to become the best part that comes out of this situation we're going through right now is we're going to improve areas that we have to improve to be good as we move along. And I think that obviously the grade A's are a big part of it, the frustration, pushing through the frustration, and recognizing that, it's about finding ways to win games. I mean, we talk about playing well, we talk about, having good stretches and having some grade A's, but ultimately we got to find 2 points.
Tough situation today with McLeod this morning and Tippett later in the day, and we hope those guys are doing okay. But just maybe take us through how it went tonight, and I'm not sure if this will be something that has to continue moving forward, but obviously not ideal when the head coach isn't around.
Yeah, and I thought the players responded very well. We had our meetings were all set up this morning, and we found out about a couple of tests, and he got 2 negative tests. He had 1 later on in the afternoon, and all 3 of them were not good. So it's easier, I think, for the team to recognize that Gully takes over the forwards and runs the forwards. I continue with the defense, and it's about the least amount of disruption for the group, obviously. So we'll figure out a way to keep the momentum going within the coaching staff, and obviously we'll be in touch with Tip daily, and we'll work together, as much as he can, and we reach out back and forth. But it's not ideal for sure, but we have a responsibility again to find a way to get to.
So are you saying Tip has COVID and is out?
I'm not the doctor, but he didn't show up for work tonight. So, yeah, he's tested positive for for COVID, so he's in the protocol.
Okay. You coach the defense, but Yamamoto's not even around the puck. He has not had a shot in 6 games. What are you seeing as the associate coach?
Well, certainly, we expected more from Yamo. I think when we all reflect back and remember when Yamo came here, he was a competitive player. He was hard on pucks. He had second, third effort. He was pushing the pace of the game, and I don't think we're seeing that as consistently as we have in the past. So I think for Yamo, it's more about, I know he worked lots on his shot this summer. I think it's about now putting himself in more consistent positions to use his shot, to hunt down more pucks, and there's a handful of guys that we need to continue to push to get the tempo of their game pushed up and our game pushed up. But certainly Yamo has more to give, and we got to find that.
You guys you're around all these games. You still have a little bit of room in the standings to play with because of the good start. But at the same time, is there a breaking point that you're approaching here where something has to change before something has to give?
Well, I think we went through a stretch where we had a lot of really good, solid players out of our lineup, and now they're slowly coming back in. I mean, Cece's back in now. We got Duncan's back in. I think Mike Smith will be here to play real soon. And I think when we get ourselves organized health-wise again, it's going to be a boost. But there's no easy solutions. It's about working our way out of it. It's about digging in, and it's about playing harder to play against in all 3 zones. It's about managing the puck better. It's about handling the adversity of it. It's about our better starts. It's all of above, but it's about the consistency of being prepared to do it.
Jim, are your defensemen, are they backing in too often sometimes on the shooter, or are they coach that way, or are they just backing in too often?
No, it's something we've been addressing. Again, it ties in a little bit to the players that have been filling in for us, and I think that there's a confidence level that has to be in defensemen to want to stay up and have the courage to stay up and trust your skating and put yourself in a position to be aggressive at the offensive blue line, and it really sets up there. And yeah, we think there's an issue where our group does have to get up and stay up and be confident to be up, and then it ties into good forward positioning to be able to track back and help them. So I think sometimes the confidence level in some of the younger players specifically is it's easier to back up and play safe, and that's an area where we've definitely addressed, and we have to continue to address it and stay more aggressive to defend up the ice further away from our net.
What did you think of Keith coming back in for the first time in a few weeks?
It's nice to see a really good NHL player out there playing with pace, playing with urgency. I thought he moved the puck well. I thought his energy and leadership on the bench was excellent tonight. I think it's infectious, and I thought he was good.
And I know that today's game is very different in how it's played, but you've lost 6 in a row, 5 in a row at home. You're kind of getting blown out in the third period, and there wasn't even a scrum or anything. Do you need to see some more emotion from your team, from frustration? Is that the time to let it out?
Yeah, I think that's obviously I think for a long time that's the way the game was played later on in the games like that. But I still think it boils down to get frustrated or get determined to battle and compete and fight earlier in the game. Start that way. Don't wait to the last 5 minutes and make a stand physically or make a stand emotionally. Get invested early and it'll carry on. You don't have to battle late. You might as well battle early and be ready to go, and I think that's part of where we have to get to.
Jim, I'm just curious, just in the back, Jim, over here. Sorry. Yeah. I'm just curious, did you have any communication with Dave Tippett throughout the course of the game, like in the intermission?
Yeah, we just talked to Tip before the game, and obviously we will meet tomorrow morning and communicate with him, but it's, Hey, we're all veteran coaches. We've all, been in these positions at some point in time in our careers, and I think that Tip has a respect with our group to support us and let us do the best job he thinks we can do, and then we'll evaluate it and make adjustments and changes and carry on tomorrow. We'll definitely talk in the morning and go over the whole game and see what we can improve on.
So just to clarify, like not during the intermission?
No.
And I'm just curious, Dave was asked about this the other day, and I wonder if anything's changed or you maybe have a different answer in terms of like how much you're trying to kind of continue to be positive with the players versus really push and kind of crack the whip, so to speak. Can you kind of assess where the line is, especially during a 6-game losing streak?
Well, it's a long season, and we weren't jumping up and down and cheering when we had a good run at the start. We were trying to find areas of our game to improve. We were trying to find details to improve upon. We were obviously pleased with the way we were going, but there's a process to it, and I think now that things aren't going our way, it's probably not the time to start bringing out a hammer and pounding on them. I think we need to stick together and work our way through it, and I think the yelling and screaming probably isn't going to move the needle to where we want to get to. There's really simple, structured details where we got to improve upon, and through videotape, through practice, through meetings, we're going to get there. It's just a matter of working through it.